Good evening. This is Susan Augustin coming to you from Southern California. And I just did a Facebook Live, and for some reason, it got lost in cyberspace. And so I'm redoing it as an only me, just because I didn't want to duplicate what I just did online. And the title of it is Bulletproofing Your Connections. And I watched a movie last night called Collateral Beauty. And I'm not suggesting that you go rent this movie tonight. It was okay, not anything that, was earth-shattering. But there was one line in it that really stood out to me that I wanted to pass on. And the scenario was, and I'm not going to bore you with all the details of a movie, trust me. When people start telling me all about movies, it goes over my head. They totally lose me. So I just want to tell you a little snippet of what was happening. It was a very sad scene in the movie. The lady was at the hospital. Her child was very ill and was dying. And there was a total stranger sitting next to her. And the total stranger said a few words to her. And this woman, at a later date, was retelling the scenario to another person. And the person interrupted her when she said yes, and she started speaking, and the person interrupted and said, right, and said a whole lot of things that didn't make any sense, right? And she said, actually, no. She said, what she said went straight to my heart. It was the perfect thing for someone to say at that time. And she said, the reason that it went straight to my heart is because it was born from experience. It wasn't out of sympathy or awkwardness. And that's what I wanted to talk with you a little bit about tonight, is making heart-to-heart connections with people out of our life experiences, out of the difficulties that we've gone through and we've suffered. We can help other people. And, many times I've been guilty of this. When someone that I'm near and dear to my heart is going through a hard time, I don't always know the best thing to say. And I've gotten better at this through the years. But sometimes when my friends or family were faced with really big issues, I pulled back because I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to say the wrong thing. So I just didn't say anything at all. And, in hindsight, I feel horrible that I didn't at least give it some kind of a blubbering attempt, to let them know that I cared. But the line, born from experience, not sympathy or awkwardness, really, really stuck with me enough for me to put it in the message on my phone. Because those words do go straight to your heart. And I just want to encourage you, when people that you care about are going through difficult times, do lean in, do offer kind words, especially if you have gone through something similar. And you don't want to come barging in like the cavalry and go, this is what you need to do, but you just want to gently feel it with them and go, wow, that's hard stuff. I know. I went there. I was there too. I know. And that's all you got to say at that point, because then they know you've got a heart-to-heart connection. They know you've been there and you lived through it. That gives them hope. And the takeaway on this for business is it can really help you to define your target market, because your target market are the people that you can relate to the most. The people you can help the most are the people that you can relate to the most. You've been there. You know their struggles. You know their pains. And you found solutions. You're a beacon of hope because you walked through what they're going through. And at the right time, you know how to help them. And they might even come to you if you've let them know that you went through it, and say, what is my next step? How did you get through this? And you can help them. That's going to be your most effective. I don't know if the word is niche or niche. People are saying it both ways these days. But that's your most effective niche, is people that have gone through what you've gone through. And the beauty of it all is you get to be you. You get to be yourself. That's attraction marketing. There's millions of people literally on Facebook and on the internet and on Instagram and Twitter and everything else that you can connect with. You only need the handful of the ones that you can relate to, that you can have a heart-to-heart bond because you know what they've gone through. And as you go through this and grow as a person, you can authentically tell your story to others, and you don't even have to have arrived. Goodness, I certainly haven't arrived. I'm just telling people where I'm at on the journey, and this is where I used to be, and I'm not there anymore, and this is how I got there. That's simply, what we're doing in life and what we're doing in attraction marketing. We're trying to help other people say, this is where I was and this is what I did to make the changes in my life so that I'm not there anymore. I'm not in that difficult situation, and I'm really glad that I'm not in that difficult situation anymore. So you're attracting people to you that your message resonates with. And that's really what we're looking to do on the internet. We're looking to connect with other people. Remember, those aren't just little icons. Those are human beings behind every one of those little profile pictures, hopefully, unless it's fake. But those are people, and they have real lives and real struggles. And so I just want to encourage you to reach out and love. And I guess the takeaway is to message me if you feel like you have gone through some of the same struggles I have. What are my struggles? How much time do you have? I started out as what I was hoping to be happily married. I was married for 27 years, and about 5 years ago ended up as a single mom of 4 kids with no spousal support. And I had to figure out a way to make life work for my kids and I. And at one point, I had been home educating them, and luckily they got into a great classical charter school right at the perfect time. They'd been on a waiting list for like 3 years, which I guess the waiting list was actually supposed to be deleted each summer, and I never reapplied, so that was a God thing. They got into this charter school, and so that I had the time to now work 3 jobs just to make a go of it, to put food on the table for my kids. So I had already had a network marketing business offline, and I went for that because I loved the prospect of hope. I wanted to be home with my kids. I loved the financial freedom that it was offering me. However, I wasn't so good as kind of an introvert. It really wasn't my thing to chase people around the grocery store and try to, shove a CD in their purse and then get their phone number so I could get my CD back and all those kind of things. I loved the product I was sharing, but I sure didn't like that method of sharing it. So when the internet came about, I've always been intrigued by it. And so I jumped on it a while back, kind of, like everybody else, a wing and a prayer, and just woohoo, here we go, and realized that if I was going to market it like it appeared everybody else was marketing, of just spamming my product everywhere, I found out I wasn't getting any results. So that's when I began to try some different training platforms. And I actually had to try 3 before I found one that was helpful. And boy, oh boy, did I hit them on the load. I found one that is fabulously helpful, that has turned everything around for me, that has given me the confidence and the knowledge that I needed to now go on and do crazy stuff like having my own YouTube channel, doing Facebook Lives every night, things a year ago, I would have never thought that I'd be doing. So my success has been accelerated and magnified quickly, and I've got some people in my back pocket that have walked alongside me and helped me, that know how to do this, have gone and torn it up in just a year's time. My coach went from 0 to 6-figure income in just a year's time, and she's showed me everything that she's done. So that's my heart and my excitement to share with people that I have been there. I know what it feels like to not be able to feed your family, although we always somehow had what we needed. But I know what it feels like for the future to feel kind of grim and scary. And so that's the people that I want to connect with, the people that say, I know there's got to be gold in them there hills. There's got to be a way to make it on the internet. I'm just not sure how to do that. And I want to help you. So message me if you would like a free 15-minute coaching call. I would be happy to do that. Comment below if what I'm saying makes sense to you, and like it, share it, anything you want to do. If I can be of help to you or service, I would love to do that. So have a great weekend. Peace and God bless. Thanks for tuning in.